Impact segment tonight, we continue with how President Obama is handling threats to America. With us now, here in New York City, Monica Crowley. And from Washington, Juan Williams, both are Fox News analysts. So, Juan, where am I going wrong here?
Well, the first thing is I don't see any evidence that the president is afraid of Putin or ISIS. I mean, the complaint about President Obama is that he's too calm in the face of the threats coming from these two, and that he is acting with restraint when people would prefer to hear him use some harsh rhetoric of the type that's been employed by Chancellor Merkel in Germany or Prime Minister Cameron in Britain. But the fact is, Bill, when you look at the reality of ISIS, you'd say, is there any proof that they have the capability to attack the United States at this point? No. Even the king of Saudi Arabia said recently, oh, if you give them time, they'll be in Europe in a month, they'll be in the United States in 2 months. But nobody thinks that they are a direct, or as you said,
nobody thinks that they're grave threat. All right, let me ask you, you know I'm a simple man. Do you think President Clinton and President Bush thought al-Qaeda was a threat to attack the United States, Juan? Do you think they did?
Well, I know that President Bush did because they attacked us on 9/11.
No. He didn't know. He was surprised when they told him. And you remember the scene in the classroom. So President Clinton and President Bush both didn't think that al-Qaeda was going to attack the homeland. So that just blows your theory right out of the water. These guys, ISIS, if they had the opportunity, and certainly with the thousands of them now recruited, they could get the opportunity with our porous southern border and any other problems we have. So to discount this as Friedman did and you're doing, I think is folly. All right, Monica, you say.
Well, let me just say.
No. You'll get back.
Okay.
We'll get back to you. Go.
Okay.
First of all, they have declared war against the United States. Secondly, they have beheaded 2 American citizens.
Yeah, we know all that. So what should we do about it?
Well, there are a couple of things that the United States should do. When we're talking about presidential leadership, words matter, but actions matter more. And so far, this president hasn't given either one. He hasn't acted strongly in terms of his rhetoric or in terms of his action. What you do, first of all, he talks about the international community, which does not exist. That requires presidential leadership for global action. Number one. Number two, he's got to, you can do this from the air, but only in a limited way. You need some ground power. So you need a sustained bombing campaign, but you also need some forces on the ground.
All right, he's got 1,300 special forces now, including some Marines in Iraq. So look, he's doing the bare minimum, Juan. That's what bothers me. And you say he's not intimidated by Putin? Are you kidding me? All right, the sanctions that they slapped on Putin in the beginning were laughable. It was a joke. Everybody knew it in the world was a joke. I put this out 4 months ago. Don't take any of their credit card receipts. MasterCard, Visa, American Express. Is that complicated, Juan? Is it? That breaks their economy. Why wouldn't he do it, Juan? Why wouldn't he do that?
That's a great idea, and in fact, the administration has been taking steps.
What steps?
That's part of the sanctions movement. No, there's no question here. The only issue is that we also have to move in concert with the Europeans, and they're worried about some of their economic issues.
All right.
So that's why
I'm going to nickname you. Let's nickname Juan Neville.
Oh, stop.
All right, Neville Williams.
Now you say you go over
we can't.
Let me just say,
Peace in our time.
Wait a minute ago, Bill O'Reilly said the United States is already bombing ISIS, right? We're already bombing them
Not inside Syria, where their headquarters is.
We're already sending surveillance over Syria. The Congress, which wouldn't even approve of bombing Syria, has not declared anything.
I want you to watch this. We already have surveillance. Ooh. All right. Now, you didn't put forth. Come on, act bull. Almost said it. Almost said it. You bomb them, Juan, wherever they are. Wherever they are. Drop the bombs on them. Is that clear enough? Now, you were mealy mouthed when you fired. I gave you a chance. Look. You have to take into account that we suffered gravely here with Iraq and Afghanistan. We really suffered. This nation suffered. So you don't run in crazy.
Nobody's saying that.
But you make a statement.
Nobody is saying that. Nobody is arguing
I'm not getting what you would do.
First of all, this president has been briefed on ISIS for over a year.
What would you do?
And he's still dithering. I just told you, Bill, you start with trying to build an international coalition, which you should have
building an international coalition.
Secondly, you have a sustained bombing campaign. Third, you arm and equip and train the Kurds and some other folks on the ground, because this president will not.
We armed and recruited the Iraqi army. And guess where those arms are? Guess where they are now?
But there are certain militias and others on the ground that you can equip. And third, you go after the head of the snake in Syria,
I think, first of all,
command control and communication center in Syria. Because you can't take them out without going there.
You have to bomb in Syria,
plan.
and you know that's going to happen. And it's going to happen soon, by the way.
Well, it
mark
better.
my words here. We're going to bomb those ISIS people inside Syria. But the most important thing is sending a message, and this is what I want to close with, Juan. The declaration of war on Muslim terrorism. All right?
Yeah.
You're okay with that, right?
I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right, good. So Juan's with it. Neville Juan Williams is with it. All right? Declaration of war.
You go too far.
What?
But the fact is, Bill, acting with restraint and trying to prevent a potential World War III by provoking people, the hornet's nest of the terrorists.
Provoking people who behead Americans.
Bill, you should be careful.
You don't want to provoke them. All right.
You love rhetoric. You love saying
I want to be careful,
things.
Juan, but I also want to send a message. Let's have Monica have the last word.
You are transferring responsibility onto the United States when it's the terrorists' responsibility for their actions. It's not American policy and action that's somehow creating these enemies or provoking them. It's their fault, and we need to hold them accountable for that by annihilating them.
Let's all pray that Luxembourg signs off on America taking care of these people. All right, Monica, Juan, thanks. Directly ahead.